Hey everybody, it's the coach. And as I always say to you, I want to give you a quick tip on Sunday that you can implement on Monday. Now, what I'm about to share with you now, I can't really go into a lot of detail, but I'm going to give you enough that you can implement tomorrow, because if I give you all of it, then it won't be a quick tip, but it'll be enough to get you traction and to get you started. My goal is to always bring you tips where you can increase engagement in the classroom, engagement between the teacher and the student, because if you can get them engaged, then you can get them moving forward from a performance level and then drive down the behavior that's antisocial or any behavior that comes against your classroom teaching. So engagement is the key, but it starts first with building a relationship with your students. It doesn't start with engagement. It starts with building credibility and a relationship. So what I want to share with you real quick is a technique that I call, or strategy or thought process or mindset, however you want to look at it, that is about teaching south to north. And what I mean by that is getting to a child's heart so you can get to their head. Now, that sounds real easy on the surface, but it is a paradigm shift for most educators, because we're taught to go from north to south, which is cognitive, which is informational, and then try to capture a kid's heart. That's the backwards way, particularly if you're not working with students who are predisposed to success, predisposed to achievement, who are coming into your classroom intrinsically motivated. If you're in an area where students aren't coming into your classroom saying, "Teacher, what are you going to teach me today? Because I'm ready to go to college. I'm ready to conquer the world." If they're not there, then you have to go south to north, because you got to capture their heart before you can open their heads. I'm pausing so you really get that, because it's real easy for you to just jump in there and start going from the head to the heart. This is the perfect time to be, if you're talking about the beginning of the school, take some time of the school year, take some time to capture their hearts, to get to know who they are before you go to the head. It's almost like in dating. You don't, on the first date, you don't be like, "Hey, baby, what's happening? Hey, no." You want to get to know one another. You want them to get to know you. You want to build that relationship, that rapport. So you can't go right here and then go to the heart. You got to go south to north. North to south is what we've been trained. That's how most instructional personnel have been trained. You want south to north. You want to create a connection between these two. But you want the freeway to go south to north. And then you can go north to south. But you got to start one way. So how can you do that real quickly? 2 quick strategies. One is what I call building community. Now, I love starting the school year off, or the next section off, or the next semester off, by building community in your classroom. That's a whole nother training. I can't do that now. But you want to create an atmosphere that everybody who's in this class at this time, this is not just a classroom. This is a community. We're all for one and one for all. And just because I'm the teacher, I'm for you. I'm part of this community. I might be the leader, but I'm part of this community, which means I have a vested interest in everybody winning. Because when you win, I win. When I win, you win. You've got to get your students to believe that. And then the second strategy is you've got to understand those cultural connections. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about ethnicity only. I'm also talking about gender. Too many of us only teach or create an environment that's very comfortable for girls. We have to be real careful that you also have strategies. You have a pedagogy for teaching to the male brain. You've got to have some movement. You've got to have some activity. You've got to have some competition. If you want to capture your boys' hearts so you can open their heads, then don't just sit there and have them sitting all day. Boys need movement. They need activity. They need competition. Go back and watch my video on the Mac attack. Download my cheat sheet on the Mac attack. You want that. But you want to start this year off and continue this year teaching south to north. If you go through an entire year going north to south, you're going to get a few of your kids, that cream of the crop. You might even get some of your core of the crop. But your concern of the crop, you won't reach them. The cream of the crop, they're locked and loaded. But if you want to reach the majority of your kids, you've got to go south to north. Build a community in your classroom. Understand their culture. Understand their ethnic, their ethnic desires, their ethnic distinctions, but also understand the gender distinctions. Create an environment where boys and girls are welcomed. Understand that gap between the genders in performance and behavior, and ask yourself, why do my boys act different than my girls, and how can I respond to that? How can I meet the needs of boys in this classroom? I dare you, I double dare you to ask yourself that question. How do I meet the needs of boys in my classroom? Because if you are a female teacher, then it is easy for you to teach to your girls. But your boys need something else. They need movement. They need activity. They need competition. This is Coach Carlos. That's your quick tip for the day. Teach south to north. Be blessed and powerful.
Coach Carlos. Coach Carlos.